to the third episode of her 30 journey. We had a little bit of a mishap earlier. It's okay, y'all. It's okay. Things happen.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. But tonight we are talking about PCOS and fertility issues. And if you guys don't know who these two ladies are, then go back to episode 1 and find out who these two ladies are. But they are here with me again. They are here with me again to talk about something that is actually plaguing our community as Hispanic and Black women, that we deal with PCOS and our fertility rates and our problems getting pregnant and staying pregnant. And these two lovely women decided that they are going to share their stories. They're going to let everybody know how they have handled it, how they're still handling it, and the challenges behind it. I personally don't have PCOS. I did check to see if I did endometriosis as well. I don't have that. I just have a very bad history with cramps ever since I could actually remember. And that's on my father's side because my aunt has really bad cramps. But no one had endometriosis. Nobody had PCOS. But it is something that I do notice that a few people who I am friends with, as well as these two ladies, are dealing with. And it is not, it's starting to become the norm. And it's kind of scary how normal this is becoming. So without further ado, let's get into the questions. So the first question is, when did you first start noticing signs that something was off with your body, and how long did it take for you to actually get the diagnosis that you guys had PCOS?
So I started finding out around 15. I had my first menstrual cycle around that age. I felt like I was like out of the box around that time because it was late. It was a really late time. Usually you will get your period like normally like 8, 9 years old or like 10. That's the ages I heard about when it came to my friends. So I did have a conversation with my mom about it. She did tell me that it does run in the family, that the women on the mother side of my family literally had irregular periods most of their life before giving birth. So that's the only thing she explained to me about it. I didn't go into detail about it or went to the doctor until I was in my mid-20s, and they did diagnose me with PCOS. And they only literally prescribed me with birth control. That was the only thing they informed me about. They didn't inform me about anything else, any other options or alternatives. That was the only thing that I finally had like a confirmation there was something wrong. So I didn't feel like kind of like out of the loop about anything. I was like, I know there's something wrong. I know what it is, but I felt left out. All those years I felt like I was like, what was wrong with me? What's wrong with my body? I don't know what's going on. And then when I have my period, it'll be like once every like 5 months, 6 months, 3 months. One time it was a year.
Really?
Yes. And even my mom told me she didn't have a menstrual cycle for a whole year. So it literally runs in the family. Everybody, all the females in my mom's side literally went through the whole thing, but they had kids. My mom was told she couldn't have kids at all. She couldn't have kids at all, and I wasn't planning. She found out she was pregnant with me at 4 months. She thought she had like a stomach virus, and so they was giving her pills for like stomach ache, for nausea. But she wasn't seeing the regular doctor she usually see. I think he was on vacation at the time. And then when he came back, he went to check her again, and he just, old school, they put their finger in there, and he found out she was pregnant. So that's the way she found out she was pregnant with me. Her belly started showing after that.
That's kind of scary. I mean, you put your faith into these doctors, and it's like, oh no, it's just stomach virus, and you just have this, and just take some birth control and just shoo it off. Like, no. And I feel like that's something now too that you see a lot of women doing, where they're starting to speak up more when they notice that their body is off. And if you're not speaking up to anybody who's watching this, you need to speak up, because birth control, Tylenol, and ibuprofen, that's not going to stop what you're feeling from constantly happening every month, especially when you don't have your period every month like we were told. That's a regular cycle. But Amanda, what about you?
So for me, it was different. I've never actually had an irregular cycle. Um, what I did have, what I think subsided, um, my diagnosis and me finding out was I was on birth control for a very, very long time. Um, and when you're on Depo-Provera, it either progresses your menstrual and has you have a menstrual for like 6 months, or you don't have one at all. So I didn't have one at all for quite some time. But I vowed to get off of it kind of my early 20s. I want to say I was like 21, 22. I was like, yeah, I'm not putting this stuff in my body anymore. After that, took maybe like 6 months before I actually had a regular cycle, and then from that point on, it was always regular. I didn't actually know something was wrong until I had a miscarriage. I also didn't go see doctors and specialists till way after the miscarriage. I think I needed to heal from that first before I really looked for answers. So it took, I guess, maybe, yeah, 31, 32 years before I found out anything. With me, it's a little different. They did diagnose me with she called it a very mild case of PCOS. But it was a bunch of other things too. And rather than try to prescribe me birth control, they tried to prescribe me metformin, which is a diabetic medication for insulin resistance. They basically said, I want you to lose like 8% of your BMI, which I'm not the biggest. I'm not the smallest, but I'm not the biggest. I'm 5'2", and I don't know, 8% of my body mass would be skin and bones, but
I'm about to say, like, did they want you to look like you was on Ozempic or some shit? Because, like, what?
Yeah.
essentially, yeah, there's been studies behind those, what are they, GPL1
Mhm.
prescriptions, and them working very well for women with PCOS. But they won't prescribe it for women with PCOS. It's only for diabetics. So you gotta pay out of pocket.
Which is so dumb because it's like if it's
That's
gonna
stupid.
help, yeah, like if it's gonna help,
I
then
didn't even
why
know that.
not?
I did
I
not
didn't.
know
She
that
was
at
the one that
all.
told me about this. I didn't even know,
Yeah,
and I
I
was
did
just
the
like,
research.
And out of pocket is very expensive.
It's $5,000 practically,
that's
yeah, about
ridiculous.
5,000
Yeah,
depending on the medication.
nobody
But
comes for that.
instead they want to prescribe you metformin, which if you don't know, once you start, you can't necessarily stop. Like you take it for life. And the way one of the doctors, because I saw countless doctors, one of the doctors was like, "Oh, it's safe. You can take it even while you're pregnant." And I'm just like,
Oh no.
"You want me on a medication for the rest of my life?" When
That
there's
doesn't sound.
other, yeah, there's other routes. But long story short, I found out in my 30s because I wanted to know what was going on.
Do you think enough women in our community, both Black and Latina community, know what PCOS really is, or are they like shooing it away to like, oh, I just need to lose weight, or it's just cramps, or it's just I'm having a miscarriage, maybe I need to stop smoking, da, 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 and not paying attention to that? No, it's something underlining that they're not really paying attention to.
I think as Hispanic, Latina women, we are stereotyped for being very fertile. We also come from a long line of superstitious women who don't believe in anything the doctor says. They
Yep.
think a home remedy could fix everything.
Everything is
I
Vicks,
know,
Vicks, Vicks, Vicks.
I
Remedio.
Ponte Vis. I know for a fact that one of my issues, because I have many, it was like 7 different diagnoses when I finally went and saw an endocrinologist. Um, one for sure is genetic. And I know a lot of the women in my family have suffered miscarriages, and none of them decided to figure out what is happening. So it's like, I feel like this is another generational curse that I'm
Oh yeah.
because
Same.
from my grandmother to my mother to my sister to my cousins, they've all suffered miscarriages, and none of them have really went to do the research. Like, no, this isn't normal, because it's not. So I think being Hispanic and coming from that stereotype of like, oh, they're fertile, like you look at them and boom, she's pregnant. Yeah, but what you don't know is a lot of us can't stay pregnant, and they don't want to do the research. They don't want to know. It's not the right time. They don't want to question God too, because if you add that in there too, that's big.
Yes. Religion
So
is
it's like, yeah, it's a lot of like cultural things, I feel like, that come into play for sure.
Yeah, I definitely would say that, because sometimes I do feel like it is something that, even though I've asked my doctor, I think I've exhausted, and I've told her like, okay, girl, why do I have my cramps are so bad? What is it? What is it? And it wasn't until actually 2 years ago or a year ago where I actually found out I have a fibroid, but it's above my uterus, so it's not inside. So I'm like, okay, is this going to affect me getting pregnant? Is this going to affect anything that, long term? And she's like, no, it's above it. But if it gets bigger, obviously we'll do what we have to do, but you're fine. But even when it comes to the cramps, like, y'all know, I call out of work. Sometimes I could deal with it. Sometimes it's like, cool, I'm fine. Especially if I work out and I'm in the gym and I'm watching what I'm eating that month, then I am, I'm good. But other times I've really exhausted. Like, is it just me, or is it just like, what is it that's causing this to happen so frequently? And I remember my mom was also saying that she thinks it has something to do with the perms, because we were permanent. Yeah, she correlated the two, the chemicals, the perm, that having something to do with fibroids, doing with PCOS back in the day when all the girls.
really?
Yes, she was like, I think it has something to do with the perms. I'm like,
It's
well,
my first time hearing about
maybe.
that.
Yeah, like she
When you
just
look at it
correlated the whole
though,
thing.
a lot of the issues that we're having is because of everything we're exposed to. So I don't
Yeah, same.
deny it, from the food to the air to the
It could
perfumes to the
be.
lotions.
Really.
So why wouldn't it be the perms? But I
Exactly.
don't know. My grandmother had about
That was a
4 or
good
5
point, though.
kids, and she
Not
permed
thought
her
about
hair
it.
quite frequently. So I don't
Dang
know.
it. I'm saying, I was like, well, let me think about this. Grandma had perms and she was all right. She had all four of y'all, so I don't know. But anyway, did you feel heard, or did you feel dismissed when you first spoke to your doctors about the symptoms that you guys were having?
Dismissed.
Yeah.
Very dismissed. My
Dismissed.
experience was, I mean, you were virtually there throughout my whole experience, Michelle. So
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
It was terrible in the
Yeah.
beginning. It was very much, oh well, you could have miscarried because of this, because of that, because of this, because of that, because of that. What do you want me to do? I was like,
Mhm.
Yes.
um,
Lord have mercy.
yeah, it was bad. It was
Catherine
really
getting
bad.
mad as
It was
getting mad.
it was really bad. Like I called
Mhm.
Michelle crying, bawling my eyes out.
Was.
Um, so she's like, well, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, well, I want to know what's happening, like with my body, like, so she's like, all right, I could do blood tests, genetic testing to see if you have any genetic traits that you carry. And I was like, yeah. So I started like that. Then when she came back with the results, it was just like this, that, this, that. I don't know what to do at this point. You have to see a specialist. Here's a list of specialists. Like, I was just like, okay. Then one of the genetic markers came back. So I'm a carrier of a genetic disorder. And she's like, I don't know nothing about this. You have to see a genealogist. I was just like, oh, okay. So all in all, I think I saw 4 or 5 doctors. Um, I went through countless tests. I didn't realize my body had that much blood to give. Every time I saw a doctor, it was 12 vials of blood.
Oh wow.
And it wasn't until I really saw the endocrinologist that I felt heard. But even then, it was like, all right, I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna try to validate your concerns. But the only thing I got for you is to get on metformin and come see me when you're ready to do IVF. Yeah, that was it.
Not
Oh, well,
even a
you
like,
don't have a
let's
husband,
figure it
so
out.
These are
Nope.
your
It
plans, these are
was,
your
I
options.
figured it out. I figured it out. You have something called translocational, blah, blah, blah. Basically, some of the eggs I produce are normal. Some of the eggs I produce have an extra chromosome or one less. It was very low PCOS. It was the genetic carrier. And so the translocational thingamabobby, because I can't remember that word right now. I have that disorder, but I am also a carrier of another disorder, plus the PCOS. So it was like, here's everything. You got a 50-50 shot of getting pregnant. I mean, no. You can get pregnant, right? They checked my tubes, they checked my eggs. They like, you got great, what do they call it? Like number of, what do they call follicles or something like that? I can't even think straight. It was a lot. But they were like, you can get pregnant. It's just staying pregnant. So you got a 50-50 shot. You could do it naturally. 100% is going to work is IVF. And she was like, well, look at it this way. You're a translocational baby because your mom has it. I was like,
Wow.
It's still like the
I'm
little,
speechless.
like the, oh, okay, well, you're fine. Excuse me?
yeah. And 50-50 shot, you could try it on your own, but you 50-50 chance of you actually being able to surpass 9 weeks.
You have to be mentally strong to go through all those doctors and
I wasn't.
dictate everything about what's going on. It's a lot. It's draining.
I wasn't. I was not.
Beyond
And then
draining.
every
Like, it drains
facility,
you.
every doctor's appointment I went to, oh, where's your husband? I was like,
Oh,
I'm
we're
gonna
gonna
flip the
get into
table.
that.
Matter.
I'm gonna flip
We're
the
gonna
table
get into that.
because
We're gonna get into that because hey. But since we're talking about the emotional side, what's the emotional toll of consistently having to explain or justify your symptoms to other people, like even doctors? Like, how exhausting is it that when you hear people, even like, doctors, but just people in general, why don't you have a baby yet? What's going on? What happened? Why not?
I just flat out tell them at this point because it's the easiest way to shut them up. It's either that or I'm not married. And then they're like, huh? What? You think I waited 32 years to be a baby mama? I'm not married. That's why I
Right.
don't have kids.
They feel like you have a disease or something.
Yeah, like
You
there's
don't
something
want to
wrong
have
with
a
you.
child. God forbid.
You
You
know what
don't
it is?
want to have
Because
a
so
child.
many people, like there's so many people that are just having babies just to have them. For whatever reasons, I don't judge, but there's a lot of people younger than us and our age that have children. So they look at us and they're like, well, what's wrong with you? Oh, well, since you asked, you
And
I
that's
want
feel
to
like
such
like
like
that's,
make a
a
list?
that's not their business at the end of the day. If I feel like I want to have a child, I'm gonna have it when I feel like it.
right.
Absolutely.
And I wish people would stop asking that question because you don't know what someone is dealing with internally. Like, you don't
Right.
know what the steps are. Like, maybe they can't have the baby naturally, and that's why they have not had a child, or they're not in a relationship yet. Maybe they're not married. They want to get married. They want to do something traditional. So
Right.
I'm sick and tired of hearing people ask that damn question.
Till this day, it's still the same thing. When they know you're in a relationship, when are you getting married, when are you having kids, you're next. I'm like, I don't need that energy. I'm good. I am really good right now. I'm not in a rush. And it's like you talking Japanese to them when you say you're not in a rush. They're like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 31. Like, oh, the clock is ticking. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm good. I'm gonna be good.
Right. And
What
then you
God
have
has
so
for
many.
me is what He has for me. At the end of the day, I'm
Right.
not rushing because people want me to have a child. I
Right.
don't want to have a child,
And
and
them
I'm the
kids are
one paying.
expensive.
I'm the one
Yeah,
paying the bills. I'm the one taking care of that child. So
exactly.
you're not helping with none of those things. At the end of the day, they're like, "Oh, baby's so cute," and that's it. I still gotta deal with the child.
Exactly.
I
What
still
does
gotta deal with it
healing?
on my own and with my partner.
Right, exactly. So
Some
what
people
does healing actually look like beyond medication? Like, for you guys, what does healing look like mentally, spiritually, physically? What does
what?
Stand by. I'm gonna show you what healing look like naturally.
what does healing look like for y'all when it comes to
See all these
okay,
medications?
hold on.
That's
We
what
A lot
gotta
healing
of
looks like.
vitamins that she sent to me.
Yes, it's vitamins
Hold
that
on.
she she would put them down, and she had notes. Okay, it takes it this time. You take it that time. You take it this time. You take it that time.
This is what healing look like.
I
Hmm.
want to be a
Okay,
man
at
when I give
time,
up.
medication, cutting every type of processed food there is, lowering your carb intake, sticking to natural carbs. So I got a shit ton of fruit right in front of me because that's
It's
natural
hard.
carbs.
It's so hard.
Um, uh, only drinking water. Like it's just so much stuff that I had to do. Obviously, the gym and taking all different types of supplements. It was also like sitting with yourself mentally, spiritually. I want to say I want to say this journey is what brought me closer to God and
Yeah.
working on my relationship with God. The solitude, it was a lot. It was a lot, but mostly is the medications. Yeah, see, I look like abuelita with her little Monday through Friday
That's
vitamin
fine. I
holder.
got one too. I put it right in my lunch bag. This is what I take in the morning. This is what I take at night. This is what I take in the midday. Like,
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong
it's
with that. You
not.
gotta do what you gotta do to make you feel better.
And you have to take it as you get older because it does actually aid in what we're not getting, like you said earlier. What we're not getting in our food, what we're not getting in our drinks. Like there's just certain, well, not even drinks. You know what I'm talking about? Just stuff that we're just not getting and that we need help with. So, but how does living with PCOS shape a woman's identity, the confidence and the sense of femininity that you have to, I guess, portray more of now that this is something that you have or this is something that you're dealing with? And how does it, like, has it made your confidence die down, or are you,
It's a
how are you
roller
feeling with it?
coaster. It's really a roller coaster. PCOS is really like dealing with it day by day. Sometimes you're gonna have your bad days, your good days, and you really have to be disciplined with yourself to be better. You can't just be like la di la, going with the flow. You really have to really everything is intentional when it comes to what you put in your body and what you put in your mind. And if your body, your weight fluctuates, you crave sugar, like sometimes you lose your hair, sometimes you get facial hair. There's a lot of things that happen. Sometimes you get anxiety, you get depression. There's a lot of things that entails PCOS, and those are some symptoms that everybody has who deals with that. And you have to deal with it every single day, and it's gonna be hard. It's not an easy journey. It's not easy at all. You really have to be disciplined.
So you said how it affects your femininity, right?
Mm,
What
Yeah.
people don't know about PCOS is PCOS, Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome, is a hormone imbalance. So it's ironic you chose the word femininity.
Hmm.
So what comes with PCOS for most women with PCOS is an increased testosterone level
yeah.
Hmm.
Yes.
and low estrogen.
Hmm.
So you said femininity. The feminine hormone is estrogen.
Estrogen, right? Hmm.
So being, I'm gonna get into the zodiac signs. I'm a masculine sign, right? Okay. I'm a Latina and I got increased testosterone levels
Ding 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 ding
and
Little,
ding
zero
ding
patience for
ding
life.
ding 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 ding.
So it's
low,
so
very
hard.
low.
Very low.
It's so hard dealing with that and trying to flourish in your femininity and stay in your femininity and embody that and, not take charge of every aspect of your life. So it's crazy you would say that because a lot of people don't know that. Like the you said hair growth or hair loss, right? That
Mhm.
comes from the increased testosterone.
Mhm.
And what people don't know is a lot of the stuff that we keep seeing on social media and a lot of the stuff that we're, uh falling victim to increases all of that. So like the train of fenugreek, right? Oh, take fenugreek, it changes your BO, you smell sweet, increases testosterone. Ashwagandha, it calms you, it works with anxiety, increases testosterone.
Hmm.
Also,
Like
drink
there's
milk.
so many things. There's so
Ashwagandha.
many things that like affect that. And it's so hard being a woman dealing with hormonal imbalance. The roller coaster that Catherine is talking about is the hormonal imbalance. One
Yeah.
minute you're great, the next minute you're like absolutely not. And the fatigue that comes with the up
Oh
and
yeah,
down,
a lot of fatigue.
naturally we go through this every month because as a woman, your hormones are up and down based on your phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
You add that plus the imbalance of PCOS is like catastrophic.
Right. And it's like
I
you
should
don't
I should
know.
have should be drinking alcohol.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. You're
I'm
doing
proud. I'm proud.
great. You're doing great. Well, I wonder if you could drink tequila. Close enough, bro.
I don't know about nobody's tequila. I'm not Mexican. I'm Puerto Rican, so I got pitorro de coco. Have
Oh,
rum.
Right.
that's my favorite.
She's like, that's not fair. Okay, so then drink that. Shit, I like tequila. Well,
I'm,
I'm going with tequila.
I'm a wine girly. I'm a wine
Well,
girly.
yes, definitely wine, red wine, all day, all day, all day. So, is it fair? So, I guess since we were talking about femininity, is it fair that fertility is seen or still seen as a measure of a woman's what a woman brings her to her partner, to her relationship, because she's dealing with PCOS, because she's dealing with what she's dealing with, and the fact that it may be a struggle to get pregnant and to stay pregnant, is that fair for women or for society to place just being able to get pregnant on women, and that's womanhood and that's what you're here for?
It's not fair at
No.
all.
Do the research. Men got a lot to do with
They
preeclampsia,
do.
miscarriages, genetic disorders. They got a lot to do with that too. So it's should be universal, but I don't think society talks about that because again, women are always looked at like we're like incubators. So it's like we're the ones that have all the problems. They don't think, their little swimmers have anything to do with it. But they do.
I hate it. I really hate it because men get away with everything. It's terrible. And don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Not
I
don't
was
look at
telling this
you.
man that if we're gonna have children, you better start going to the gym, eating healthy, putting good
Mm-hmm.
foods in your body. Cause it matters. Everything
Mm-hmm.
matters, and we're a team.
Exactly.
It's not only the women that's supposed to be healthy, taking care of themselves, getting the right vitamins in their body, getting some little vitamin D outside, taking walks. It's the same thing for men.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
What
same
you
thing.
put
We're
in your
treated
body is
as
going
people.
to right. It's 50-50 for this baby. It's not just me. It's you. It's the both of us. We have to make sure that we're both taking our steps to make sure that we have a healthy child. So,
Exactly.
what's the? I mean, I guess Amanda kind of said it, but what's the real cost of consistently chasing the fix, the new supplements, the diets, the treatments? Like, what's the cost, if you will, behind what it is that you have? Okay, don't push your glasses up, damn it. I know it's
Because
expensive,
I'm trying to
but some
understand
people
what
don't.
question you're asking. So
How
I'm
much
like,
does it cost to get your shit together when you're dealing with changing your lifestyle? I wouldn't even say like dealing with something when you're having to change your lifestyle to make sure that you are doing something that's beneficial, not just for you, but for your future partner, for your current partner, for your body, for everything. What is that treatment, that cost, that
it costs a
mental?
lifetime.
Yeah.
Honestly, you can't put a price on that because it's a lifestyle. You have to completely change your lifestyle. And I also had to realize too, like if I'm going to the gym, if I'm eating right, if I'm trying to get enough sleep, if I'm taking all these supplements and doing all these natural things, because obviously I didn't do the metformin, I tried to do it natural way, and I lost damn near 15 pounds naturally, even though the doctor said I couldn't. Just saying, it's a
Period.
lifestyle. It's a lifestyle, and what it costs is your partner. Some of these partners, they're not okay with that. They don't want to do that. So it's like, I can't be the one in the gym eating right, you know, really focusing not only on my physical health, but my spiritual and my mental. And you're just like, I don't give a shit. I want to eat like crap. I want to be outside. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to drink. I want to smoke. It's your whole lifestyle. So it's like, if our lifestyles don't match, then it's probably going to cost you your relationship too.
I agree with her. I really do. This man. I'm sorry, guys. Men.
It's okay. But
Like,
I definitely would say that too, because just even outside of having that having the diagnosis, I think just in general, like for myself, like I know I said the last episode that, I like being, my little thickiana self, but
mhm.
in all actuality, yes, I do have to cut things out because I'm starting to notice the difference. Things don't digest the way that they used to digest. That things is holding on to the fat's kind of staying there. You can't go to sleep right after you eat. You gotta stay up. You gotta drink
Mhm.
some tea. You gotta things are just
Like
not the same.
ginger tea, guys.
Maybe ginger tea, green tea, ginseng,
Get
sage,
up.
That's another
soursop.
form of medication. I got every single one you mentioned is in my cabinet. I just got a new one today. I got every type of tea you could think of
I'm telling you,
to
but
help.
I've learned to love the herbal teas and how it has actually I see the difference in my body, especially before my period and even after my period, but even during, knowing and feeling the difference. But I do feel like you said, it is a lifestyle that regardless of if you have PCOS or not, you have to change the way your lifestyle in order to have this healthy pregnancy or have this just healthy life period because
Discipline,
listen,
discipline.
is discipline, but
It's
hey,
hard. It's
which
really hard.
and that's the
Absolutely.
thing too. Is not going to be easy. I don't think
It's not.
people definitely need to understand it's not something that's a walk in the park. So, how do you, or how have you? I guess maybe you're still currently doing it. How have you learned to love a body that doesn't always feel like it loves you back because of what it is you have to deal with and the changes and the sudden, like, okay, once you feel like you got it on schedule and you're doing everything you're supposed to do now, shit, here comes something else. Okay, no, I can't eat that. Okay, wait, now I have to go back to eating this because what I was eating before it didn't work. So how is that fight with your body and your mind, and how has that been so far?
I
It's
feel
still
like
a
me
battle.
now, I think me before making the, lifestyle changes and doing my own research and, you know, me before I could see that something was wrong physically. Like my face was huge. I was pale. Like it just, you could just tell something was off. Versus me now, I'm much more happier and comfortable within myself now. I mean, I still have my slip ups. Like, I went to Puerto Rico, I was eating all the carbs I wasn't supposed to. It happens, but I also don't deny myself things too. But it's still a balance because it's like sometimes you feel like, damn, like I didn't do enough. Or I also go back and forth with the thoughts of like, do I really want to try metformin or Wegovy or some type of something to make my process quicker, easier. Maybe I could keep it off longer. Like I go, it's more mental than anything else, for real.
Like I was saying, it's a battle to deal with it. I have a lot of sugar cravings, so I do deal with it till this day. Like I'll have my Oreos sometimes. I try to stay away from sweets as much as possible because that's like my kryptonite right there. It's really bad, and it'd be just on a random day. Like sometimes you'd be good for a week, couple of weeks, and it just be that one time, and it's done for. Like you're continuously the next day getting another cookie. You need something sweet after your dinner. Dairy, terrible. I bloat right away when I have dairy, cheese, milk. So I try to have like almond milk, oat milk. I one day want to try to do my own milk by myself. Um, I do juices. I try not to eat too much meat either or like starches. But like, I do have my slip up. I'm not perfect. I'm not completely disciplined, but I know what I can do to do better, to feel better. But I do deal with a lot of bloating still. It can be just drinking something or eating something regular. I'm still gonna get bloated. I do take the vitamins that I gotta take as well, but it's like a battle. It's not gonna be a perfect journey dealing with PCOS. It's still there. It's gonna be there until whenever you get pregnant, and then your body changes again. Body changes all the time, and I'm just learning my body every day. Every day it changes, so I'm literally learning right now how my body is changing, what things I can't eat anymore. So yeah, it's not an easy road, but I feel like learning about it. You have the internet to teach you sometimes what you need, or even someone who's dealing with it too. They went to certain doctors, they heard different things. Like, you never know. So there are natural remedies as well as going to your doctor checkups to know what's going on too, or they can recommend you something. But like I said, it's not an easy slope dealing with PCOS.
No, yeah, it's not. And even outside of that, it's like it's just not easy in general because even I have those moments where like right after I eat, I want a cookie and I'm just like, no, Michelle, no, Michelle, no, Michelle, no cookies, no,
She love her
no,
cookies.
no,
I love
no.
her cookies.
Child, love me a good chocolate chip, sometimes a
I,
macadamia. I love it. Even just the ice cream, like my Talante and going from,
I
well,
love
okay, I don't have Talante all the time. Sometimes I have chocolate chip cookie dough sometimes too. But just telling myself like, no, like you can't have that. Like really putting in that discipline in bread, please. Me and bread go together real bad. It's terrible. And I just literally like I was just telling my boyfriend about Ty, I'm telling my boyfriend like I don't know who he is. Ty about this. Cutting down how much bread that we eat because I see it in my stomach. And when I don't have, if I go a whole week without having it, my stomach is flat. The moment I have it, I bloat up and I feel it in my arms. I feel it in my face. I feel it everywhere. So it's, like you said, it's just a discipline thing. So this next part, I want to make a nice little disclaimer for the gentlemen who are watching this. This is not up for a debate. Okay. I just want y'all to understand this episode is not a debatable episode. I'm looking at you dead in the camera. It's not, okay? This is for you as men to learn that if your partner is going through a diagnosis like this, like PCOS, it is time for you to educate yourself. It is not a moment for you to sit here and say, well, she has she has to just do this and then she's acting crazy and what's wrong with her and that's not what this episode is about. If you are in a relationship currently or you end up being in a relationship with someone who has this, who opens up to you and explains to you what their fertility journey is, how it looks like in the future, what they're currently dealing with, like I said, with PCOS, it is your obligation as her boyfriend, as her husband, to sit here and figure out how you can help. You're not the doctor, you're not going to get the cure, but you are to be there as a supportive person and to educate yourself. So, with that being said, how has having PCOS affected you ladies when it comes to your relationships, whether it's getting pregnant, having been pregnant, the hormone imbalance? How has that affected you guys, if at all?
oh man, it's been hard with the emotional aspect of everything. When you feel everything, you feel everything on a high. I don't know, like if I'm feeling down and oh, what happened?
I think
I'm
she's just
here.
turning the
I'm
camera off.
here.
She's
Oh,
staying
okay,
here.
okay, okay.
She's just turning the camera off for a second.
Oh, okay, okay. But
Hmm.
yeah, like I said, the emotional part. Like I said, PCOS comes with anxiety. I do get anxious a lot. I
Hmm.
get very anxious around people. Sometimes my social battery goes down, and it's like it does affect it because he has to learn like this is what that's what I'm dealing with internally, and he just has to support me. Certain
Hmm.
things that they don't know. Unfortunately, men don't know about these things. They don't know how to deal with these with women who deal with PCOS. And
Hmm.
I feel like when you talk about it, they they have to go on their own journey and learn about it too. I can tell you certain things, but I feel like if they really care enough, they can go. You have time. Go on the internet, trying to see what things that's good for the body, what's not good for the body, what things you can cook for them, what things they can't have, so you can avoid those things.
Hmm.
But like I said, it's a journey for both partners because at the end of the day, you're trying to figure it out for yourself. They also gotta learn about it as well. So we're both learning at the same time. If they really care, they'll sit there, understand, try to understand you, and be there for you and hold your hand. Because there are days that is not good days. Sometimes when it comes to fatigue as well, like you just want to lay there and rot in bed, and you don't know why. And we have a crazy job workplace that puts more strain on the body, on the mental, on top of everything we're dealing with, the symptoms we're dealing with PCOS. So you have to have a partner that's headstrong, mentally strong, physically strong, and be like, yo, we got this and we're gonna do this together. Sometimes you need a push. So you can't do it by yourself. It's something you have to figure out and you can't do it on your own because it's gonna feel heavy dealing with that. It's gonna feel heavy. So you do need a partner that really is there to hold you down when you have the really bad days.
I think that was the perfect perspective coming from somebody in a relationship. Now I'm gonna give you the perspective of somebody single.
Go right
When I
ahead.
started this journey, I was dating someone um who didn't attempt to understand. We'll leave it at that. We are no longer dating. We'll leave it like that. Um, it was difficult having all these different diagnoses and not getting the support that I needed emotionally and physically. Um, but I I took it on the chin and just was like, all right, well, I'm gonna figure out what's going on with me, regardless of what. Like this didn't have to be the reason why I did the research and wanted to find out. This was for me anyways. Um, so I mean, it was difficult starting the journey with someone and then doing it all on my own. But I think it made me stronger and it made me value. It changed my values. It changed my perspective on men in general because at that point it was like, all right, yeah. One, I'm not messing with nobody. We just gonna leave it like that. I'm not giving my body up to just anybody, especially having went through 16 doctors, 40 something vials of blood and things going in places that shouldn't be go. It was a lot. So needless to say, I'm not gonna just go there with anybody for no reason. Like I didn't sit here and go through all of this to just be, laying down with anybody. It also changed my perspective in dating. I want to say after this experience, I dated with intention for sure. Um, a lot of people, when you start telling them, like, yeah, I went through X, Y, and Z to find out X, Y, and Z, and whatever the case may be, they kind of like eliminated themselves. They were like, oh shit, like, yeah, this girl is serious about like what she wants, and I'm not going to be able to give her that. So I'm going to dismiss myself, which was great, honestly. It was like, oh, you did me a favor.
Save
Process
me
of
some time.
elimination.
Tip
Word.
your cardio.
Period.
But yeah, it definitely changed my perspective on who I give my time to.
Mm-hmm.
It changed my perspective on who I want to spend my life with. And it's like now it kind of set the bar even higher. Like the bar was already high, but now it's even higher. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's like I got to go through a lot to, you know, I don't want to put that into fruition because Lord only knows. But from what the doctors are saying, I got to go through a lot to, have a healthy, viable pregnancy. And you got to be worth that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't just
Right.
that's not something you just all right, well, I guess you'll do.
And
Uh-uh.
like Catherine said, like I'm gonna need that support system,
You have
especially if I go the IVF route.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be loaded with more hormones, and they're gonna be, taking eggs and all of these things, and it's a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need that.
Yeah. And I guess like for the next question, because it was basically saying, why I put together how do you have an open conversation about your fertility without guilt and pressure? But I do feel like from what you guys were saying, it comes with the confidence that you too have to have. And women who have PCOS have to have that confidence of this is where I am, this is what I have. Either you're going to deal with it or move. And not necessarily in a like a aggressive kind of way, but this is a serious thing. Like you have to be mentally strong to understand. I have to be mentally strong as well to deal with this. So you have to have patience, faith, understanding that it's not going to go like this, the blink of an eye. It may take some time, or we may have to go an alternate route. So, what does real support, I guess, I can go into the next question. What does real support look like from a partner beyond just saying, I understand, or the we can just, or damn, I'm sorry to hear that? What, to you personally, what does support look like? Or what would you need from your partners for you to be like, okay?
The same thing I was saying earlier, basically about the foods. Like if you're going grocery shopping, for example, like they're like, oh, they can be like, oh, these are good for you, babe. Like let's put that in the cart. Let's do this type of smoothie. Let's do this dinner together. And even with certain ice creams, they have no dairy in it. There's so many options you can do as well. I feel like with the mental too, if you're feeling overwhelmed, let's go for a walk. Let's go to the beach. Like let's do an activity to keep you like from being stressed and being emotional. Like try to have fun, try to have good moments. Cause like I said, like this journey is a roller coaster, so it's gonna be up and down. Some days I'm gonna be sad, some days I'm gonna be happy, some days I'm gonna be mad and frustrated. Like you need an outlet, and I feel like with a partner, they need to be on their toes about it and try to be creative about what can we do to change this around to do better, to have a better day. Yeah.
Yeah,
For
definitely like
me, it's just the
support.
support.
Hmm.
It could be so small, like Catherine said, it could be the smallest things. It could be, all right, we'll make the lifestyle changes together, or, doing the research on their own, little things like that. I mean, support comes in so many forms, but it starts with the mental. That's where it begins. And I don't think men obviously know or have an inclination. They chuck it up to, oh, she PMSing, like I'm gonna leave her alone, or stuff like that. It's a lot. Like I have a lot of these conversations with my male friends, and they don't know none of this, and then we'll have like serious conversations, and they're like, "Oh my god, I didn't know that," and it kind of changes their perspective with their significant others and things like that. So it starts with a conversation and it starts with support. I don't expect you to know everything because I don't. I'm learning as I go too. But be open to learning with me. Be
Hmm.
open to making small changes with me.
Hmm.
Little things. Doesn't
It's
have
the
to be
little things
anything
that
major.
matter. It's the little things that matter.
Yeah.
As long as you're willing to learn and open yourself up,
Hmm.
I feel like that's the best thing to do. That's a good start.
Yeah. I would definitely say that too because it's the hormonal change. I don't think men understand in general. Like you with that, with your period, with having a child, like it's our body is going through changes that you guys cannot fathom, that you guys cannot understand. That if you had to go through it, you probably would tap out. So a lot of it comes with more than just, oh, she's being a bitch, or she just has a nasty attitude, or she's this. It's a lot more behind closed doors, and that's why I said the disclaimer, because I don't want men to possibly get in the comments, which they probably will, or to go on the live that I'll do next week and say that, oh, well, women have to understand this is not a topic for women having to understand anything.
Right.
You have to understand that this is not has nothing to do with you. This is internally, and if you're going to be that partner that she needs or that you currently are, you have to now adjust too. You can't just assume that she has to do all the changing and the adjusting and you just gonna sit there and play with yourself all day. Anyway, um the next thing,
I can't.
just saying. Okay, so what helps you feel grounded? Uh, is it your faith? Is it therapy, journaling, community, or something else? What helps you stay grounded in knowing that this isn't the end? This isn't how it ends for you when it comes to motherhood and getting pregnant one day and handling and dealing with this, as you said, as every day you learn. What do you do to ground yourself and to keep yourself going?
I don't think about it. If I'm being honest, like I'm not in a relationship. I'm not dating. I'm not So it's like, listen,
That's
what is
valid.
it like?
Valid reason.
I'm just gonna keep making the changes as far as my health goes.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in faith. I believe, God has a plan. So obviously my faith, yeah. But in regards to like, I just don't even like until I'm with someone
Mm-hmm.
in that capacity and I feel like, okay, one, I can let my guard down. I can, fully disclose of these things and trust is there and built and all of that, good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's different. I think it'd be different for me. And I would hope that my relationship would help to ground me.
Yeah.
But right now, it's just, it is what it is. Well, I'm going to do the work for me and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Mm.
What about you, Kat?
I feel like even in a relationship, I'm not even ready to have a child. So I don't think about it too much either.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm still doing the work, mental work, physical work until that time comes, so I could be prepared for that
Mm-hmm.
moment. I do my journaling, I do my writing, listen to my music.
Mm-hmm.
I try to take walks, try to work out, do yoga, um, and try to just have fun in my relationship right now. That's why I thought I'm not in a rush. We just moved a few months ago together. I'm just trying to enjoy the moment right now and having faith in God that it will work out where it should work out. So I try not to stress myself out about it because at the end of the day, it's an everyday thing. Like I just gotta deal with it and just be better and be more informed. Whatever new information I can receive or what I look for if I go to the doctor again. And I hate going to doctors. They always tell me the same thing when it comes to these things. So I try to do my own little thing on the side when it comes to like the herbal teas, the things I put in my body, and I feel like the mental is more important than anything to keep me grounded, is to focus on my mental more than anything. Doing my prayers every day. And it's just hard work. Like just work on it. But right now, I'm really not really thinking about having children at the moment. So whenever that time comes, it will come. But in the meantime, I'm trying to be young, trying to enjoy my moments in life and go with the flow at the moment.
Yeah. But that's good. I mean, I think that's that's good in spite of what is and what has happened. Um, you both. I mean, just me seeing the both of you just continuously change and grow and acknowledge what it was or what is, and then just moving on from it the best way that you both can, because it is what it is. Not to say it like that, but it is what it is, and having to just adjust your life in whichever way that helps you, and putting yourself first, not allowing society and the world and men and relationships dictate and define what your next step is, like doing what works for you. So I thank you guys for coming on and being informative and helping some ladies who probably need it, who probably don't even know that they're going through the same thing. So yeah.
I really love this conversation. I've been wanting to have this conversation for a really long time.
Yeah.
I wish I knew about this when I was younger. So,
Mhm.
and the details and the information, and knowing that there are people out there just
Mhm.
like you and me going through the same. It's a lot of people, a lot of women going through
A
the
lot
same
of
thing.
women.
When I was younger, I felt like the black sheep. Like I was never getting my period. It was a lot going on, and I was just like, wow. So now that I'm getting older, that I see and I'm encountering all these women going through the same thing, I don't feel alone anymore. And we
Yeah.
can share information and support each other. And I feel like it was a really informative episode as well. So
Yeah. Even what's her name? Candace? I forgot the girl's name. For her last name. Candace. She's a woman that I seen on Instagram, and she talked about her struggles after she had her baby, how she couldn't lose her weight and how she was going
oh, she's a
back and forth.
dancer.
Yes, the
Yes.
dancer. Yeah. I forgot her last name. I know she had just got married, she just had a kid, and losing weight and dealing with it, how she had to change her whole diet, her whole lifestyle. Like you said, Amanda, like her whole lifestyle just a whole change, and that she's finally was able to get the weight off, finally felt normal again. So it's a lot. It is a lot, but it's nothing that you can't ask questions or you can't speak about and research on your own.
Mhm.
Do y'all research.
And I think we need to have more of these open forum conversations,
Mm-hmm.
not just as women, but as a society. I think the more we have these conversations, the more beneficial for everyone as a whole. I feel like men can get a better understanding. Women can feel more comfortable and actually want to do their own research and see specialists, because I feel like a lot of us tend to think things are normal when they're not. Like, we're not supposed to have prolonged periods for more than 7 days. We're not supposed to be passing things that are too big. We're not supposed to have these painful menstruals. Like, these are things that we don't know, but we tuck it up as, it being normal, and it's not. So we need to have more of these conversations, and we need to do the research, and we need to start fighting back and asking questions and looking for alternate methods and alternate treatments. Don't just,
Shoo it away or think that like it's nothing.
don't take what one doctor says
Mm-hmm.
and think that's the end all be all. Look for other things, because had I did that, I'd be on medication for the rest of my life. I'd be 100 pounds soaking wet.
A
So
stick.
do your own research. Just and trust your body. We know when something's wrong, when something's off. Trust that.
Absolutely. All right.
And don't wait.
Do not wait. Do not. Once you see it, get into it, figure it out, and ask the questions. Do not be afraid to speak up. Ask your doctor. Like she said, go to another doctor, go to another doctor, go to another doctor. But it's sad that the healthcare
Advocate for
has to be
yourself.
like that. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
sad that it has to be that way, but unless more of us enter into the health field and enter into this educational space, then it will change. But this is why we have podcasts like this. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Bye, guys. Thank you for having us. This was great.